wondered how to open an oyster? Let's get started. Watch this video and you can learn how. We need a tea towel, one that we can fold in many layers so we can protect our hand. We also need an oyster shucker and of course, oysters. So step one is to fold your tea towel in half, depending on the size, and then in half again lengthways. And then what we're going to do is fold it in half again because our oyster is quite small. We want many layers to protect our hand. I like doing a little rolled edge here so then your oyster can sit nicely on it because your oyster is not flat, okay? Then that way the part that you're going to open is facing up and it's more accessible to get to. And then this little part here is what's going to protect your hand. So you see how I put my thumb underneath so it can protect my thumb, and then I can rest my hand down on top of this. Now if I happen to slip, it's very hard to go through the tea towel. I've got much protection involved there, so less injury for you as well, okay? So now that we've got the oyster, we've firmly supported it down, we're going to place the oyster shucker in that little ridge there, and we're going to sort of wiggle it in so we get like a good support. And then once we feel like we're in, that's when we're going to press down and lever it and twist to open. So now this one just broke, but that's fine because that's loose shell. So we're going to repeat the process. So we're going to push down, in, wiggle it in, and then once we feel like we've gotten in a little bit, that's when we press down on the shell and we twist to open it. You hear that beautiful pop? That means our oyster is very close to be eating, right? So now that we've lifted the lid, you want to twist open a little bit further so you've got a really good angle. Remove your oyster shucker out and wipe it on the tea towel because all that little bit of grit and grain there and the shell, you don't want it to go back into the oyster. Now you pop the shucker back inside and run it along the top of the shell. You have a little muscle to break through. Once you've broken through that, you'll feel it and then you can lift the shell off. And then I like to hold the oyster in my hand now because I get a bit more control over it. Place the oyster shucker down along the shell to remove that little muscle that's attached there. And then you have a beautiful oyster that is now ready to eat.